Hello, my friends, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome to How to Kill a Kit with Style for January 2023. So for this year, the How to Kill a Kit with Style crew, we are doing something a little bit different in that every month, in addition to, of course, putting together our kits that we want to get used during that month, we will have a theme. Now, that theme can be interpreted in many different ways. So, January's theme is hot beverages. It started off as coffee. It morphed into hot beverages, including coffee, of course, and that we can interpret in using colors, supplies, paper, or we could also use it for what we are documenting, which is a little bit what I am going to do, although I'm also choosing supplies that go along with the theme. Now, I am also playing along, of course, with Baby's Got Scraps all month, the brainchild of my lovely friend Kristen from Kristen Crafts, and a collab that we do over in the Scrappy YouTube and Instagram inspiration group. So I'm sort of combining that a little bit, and I will come back to that in a moment, but I wanted to show you some of the bits that I have here and let you know sort of how I'm approaching How to Kill a Kit with Style this month, because it is a little bit different, which is something that I love about how we all interpret it in a different way and how it can give you different ideas to put a kit together, to use a theme, and all of those things. So I started with just gathering here. I just grabbed this and put it there because of this Cup of Joy from my Evergreen and Holly collection. So I'm going to put that there. Now, I have, let me put that aside as well for now. Let's start with some stamps and dies. I thought I would get some stamps and dies out that went along with that theme. So you see I have this little cup here, a takeout cup, which is not something I do an awful lot, so not sure if I'll use it. But then I could also just bring in some food, which reminds me I should go in. You see, as I'm talking to you and thinking, I'm getting other ideas. Maybe go in and get my foodie collection from Tracy Reed. So I have that. I also have two sets here from Stampin' Up, and they are older sets. I've had these for quite a while. This for quite a few years. So morning cup. So there's some teacups here, a coffee cup, a percolator, a tea bag. So that could be fun to use, because there are a couple of things that I want to document with this theme. One of them is going to be one of my favorite cozy mystery series, the Tea Shop Mystery Series by Laura Childs. Let me just get one that I haven't started, but I need to start, well, not I need, but I want to start reading as soon as I can finish the previous one, which is Twisted Tea Christmas. I love this series, and I think she is on to, I don't know how many books. Look at this. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24. So about 25 in the series. And I really, really enjoy those. So I want to document that. So I've got, as I said, some stamps, and I have this one out here as well, which has a larger cup and another little stack, a larger stack, because I thought I might bring this in. We'll have to see and do some stamping. I also have this here, the stencil that I brought out, the splatters from Tim Holtz, like coffee rings and splats. I have this fun. This I've had for so long. I think this was Chanel's very, very first collection, maybe. And it's sort of like, it's a mask. Let's see, let me put it on here for you so that you can see it better. And I thought I would use that maybe as a stitching template because I want to document this series. I want to document some tea because I was such a tea drinker for many, many years, then into herbal teas and both types, black tea, green tea, and then herbal teas. And I've sort of set that aside in the last couple of years and concentrated on my one big morning espresso, and I'll get back to that in a moment as well, that I love making myself. But I haven't been drinking tea, but in the fall, I guess in November, I really felt like some tea, and I started drinking my tea again, and I did quite a lovely and fairly substantial order at David's Tea with some teas, breakfast tea, some herbal teas, some nighttime teas. So I thought I might want to document that aspect of getting back into tea drinking, and I could do some stitching, some stenciling, some stamping. I also got a Copa cut file that I will use as a stitching template. I just printed it out once here so that you could see it, but I can resize this in many different ways, and I think I might want to do a little bit of stitching, or I might sort of use my craft knife and cut a little bit of this out and back it, although I don't know, that might be a little bit too much for me. But I think I might stitch in different sizes. And I also, and I forgot to print it, but I also bought sort of the coffee set as well, that's got a mocha coffee machine, like the percolator, the Italian style percolator on the stove, which is what I use in the morning to make my espresso. And I've documented it a little bit before, I think in 6x8 form, and probably will do it in 6x8 form as well, but how I have this lovely morning ritual, whether I'm working or not. The ritual is a little bit different on days that I don't work, but I thought I might document that. So I have these, and I have these lovely Nicole Jones 911, the takeout cups. I have these in mint. I have to go look whether I bought the others, and if not, maybe I need to go in and do that, but I could do some stamping, a little bit of stamping here. So I have these fun bits to use, and you can see now that I already have sort of like 3 layouts in mind. I went in and I got some Dottie About Flair. I have the tea set here, which was from last summer, I believe. So there's some, there's a teapot here, a lovely teapot, another stack of teacups. Here, a stack with a little bit of a cupcake. Let me put that around properly there for you so that you can see that. Then I have some Chardonnay wood buttons. Here's some coffee beans and some takeout coffee cups that I could use as well. And then I have these 2 flair that I thought might be fun to include from the sloth set, sort of to record like a nice lazy day of tea and reading or something like that, and I could add these fun flair as well. Then I have a set of dies that has a fun teapot here and teacup, 2 types of teacup, so that will be fun as well. So I think I might be, doing a lot of fun backgrounds here. You never know, you might, I don't know. I'm not going to say anything about background basics because I don't know yet at all what I have in mind to do for that, but something might appear along those lines. Then I also have this lovely perspective. This big, big, big coffee is always a good idea. And I have this fun tea set. I've used a couple of these, but there's teapots and different shapes of teacups. So I have all of this to go. Now, in terms of paper and that kind of thing, as I mentioned, this month is all about scraps and all about Baby Got Scraps. So I have this bit here, and I went back into my stash and I got this Pebbles Tea Lightful 6x6 paper pad, which I think, yeah, goes back to 2016. And I have some fun scraps here at the beginning. Cut aparts, You Are My Cup of Tea, Bloom and Grow, Hug in a Cup. So I might actually do a couple of cards as well. We'll have to see. But I thought I would get this out. Look at this, some fun teacups. So this one is themed to tea. Not completely though, just some very fun usable patterns as well. So I dug that out of my stash. And then if you remember, I talked about when we were doing Build-A-Page, these lovely papers that I found. So I have two sort of paper beginnings, I guess, starting points. This lovely bird paper. These are Stampin' Up! Papers, and a lovely viewer told me what collection they were from. And they are fairly recent, actually, and I've forgotten already. Birds, and I thought I would put this lovely yellow with that as sort of a starting point. Then go into this one, because with tea, coffee, relaxing, reading a book, and sort of watching, you know, maybe watching a couple of shows. It's all about home and relaxing at home. So I brought this lovely paper in with the second sheet of this, but on the sort of watercolor side. And I love those two together. But then I also have here, and I might need more than one, I have my whipped cream from the Cardstock Warehouse, and just a white 12x12 cardstock. I have the Stampin' Up! It's called Basic White now, I believe. I quite like it. So I might use these for stamping and that kind of thing. So I sort of have that as some starting points, and then to go with the theme, I have a whole package here. This is just, you know, the tip of the iceberg to my scraps, but this I made together with you when in the Let's Get Organized series, when I was organizing my wide Alex drawer and my pattern papers. So I have all sorts of different scraps here. These are the smaller sizes. There's all sorts of different kinds in here, and then, you know, the bigger scraps. And you see here, if you just turn this around, this is sort of more of a crafty one. All sorts of different ones. So there you go. Now let me see. Let's just take a second here, and I'm going to definitely try and use this. I would go here first together with the Tea Lightful, so I'm sort of on theme, but theme, as I mentioned, can be the supplies I'm using, the paper I'm using, but also the stories that I am documenting. So let me pause for a second. Let me see if I want to bring the foodie collection in. So there, I just went to get some of the paper. I've used a lot of the themed ones already, but this could be fun. Tea is on here as well. What's cooking, hangry, delicious, dinner time. So it's the foodie, not necessarily just beverages. I didn't bring out the die cuts again. This here, utensils, the cutlery, this sort of a fun tablecloth. To me, this is a perfect tablecloth pattern. Some wheat, there we go. This here, and we've got bowls and blenders and kettles. There's a kettle there. So this would be useful as well. The journal cards. Oh, this is a different collection. So there you go. So I think I'll bring maybe some of this in as well, my friends. So there you go. So I'm hoping to get 3 or 4 projects for sure under this theme. So please, of course, as always, this is a collaboration. It's a series that we do 11 out of 12 months. We always take December off to sort of just refresh and re-energize a little bit so that we come back with some new ideas. So make sure you pop on down below and see everybody's kit. All their kits will have probably been shared by now. I'm a little bit late getting this up. It is the 3rd, but I'm catching up, as I've mentioned to you over the last couple of videos. So we're getting back on track. We're getting back to a normal routine. And one last time, happy New Year's, my friend. Happy New Year. Let's wish ourselves a kinder, gentler, calmer 2023. Pop on down below, see what everybody has for you, and I will be back with some coffee, tea, reading, and stitching, I hope. See you soon, my friends. Bye for now.